It's a Wednesday night. It's sometime in April, and what sport is on? The NBA. Not just the NBA, the NBA playoffs. And what game is on this specific Wednesday night? Well, it's the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Los Angeles Lakers in a playoff matchup in the first round where the Lakers are down in the series 3-1. Elimination game in Los Angeles for the Lakers at Staples Center. But much like the new name of the arena, this is a new Lakers. This is the Luka and LeBron Lakers show. And what does that mean? They don't have a center, but it's an elimination game. They're looking to win. They're facing a really good Timberwolves squad. And what happens? Well, let's save the ending to the later portion of this video. But on the onset, what I want to say is that this is by far the best, worst playoff game I have ever seen. Now you might be asking, how is there such a thing as the best, worst game, let alone playoff game you have ever seen? Well, let's get right into it. Now, starting at the onset, there's an effort difference. That meaning the Lakers really didn't play with a lot of enthusiasm and effort, especially in that first quarter. They did not look good whatsoever, whereas the Timberwolves did what they needed to get done. Julius Randle was really good. And, of course, the mismatch of the night, the mismatch of the series, is Rudy Gobert at center, the 7'3" Frenchman on the Minnesota Timberwolves. A year in, year out defensive player of the year. Is just a big guy, really good on defense. What does he struggle with? Offense. What did the Lakers not have? A true center. They do have a center in Jackson Hayes, but they don't play him. And sure, he might not be able to do much against the physically bigger Rudy Gobert, but the Lakers play small and they don't cover the center position. I mean, they had LeBron and Luka playing defense on Rudy Gobert. And what happened because of that? Rudy Gobert scored 27 points. That's a career-high playoff point total for him against a Laker team that could care less about Rudy Gobert. He's been executing it all series, but this game he just had an excellent game, 12 for 15 from the floor and a couple free throws to pair with it. But really, where this mismatch was ridiculous, aside from the point that there was a several number of times in this game where they just didn't cover him. I mean, he was wide open and no one even looked his way, was the rebound category. He got 24 rebounds, 9 of which offensive. The Timberwolves in total got 18 offensive rebounds. That means 18 second chance opportunities at points. Now, if you're with me so far in this game and you're following basketball, based on these couple of factors, this game should have been a blowout, at least a 50-point difference, which we've already seen in this playoffs. Easy enough, it should have been that way. But what happens? The Timberwolves couldn't score other than Rudy Gobert. Now, sure, Julius Randle, again, had a decent night because it was another mismatch. He's a bigger guy, and you had LeBron or maybe another Laker. Like Dorian Finney-Smith didn't do bad, but really, you didn't have the size matchup there, and Julius Randle went to work. But they couldn't make their shots. I mean, the Timberwolves, as a total, were very bad shooting. In fact, they went from the three-point line. They shot 89 shots total, 47 of them threes. They only made 7 three-pointers. They missed 40 threes. 40. 4-0. And they had a key stretch at the end of the game where I think they went like 0 for 20 or something like that. Just a ridiculous stat line in crunch time. But now, if you're adding 2 and 2 together, the reason why this is the worst, best game, playoff game I've ever seen is because this game was close throughout the whole thing. Now, in the first quarter, the Timberwolves went out ahead. They had a 9-point lead. But really, through the second, third, and fourth quarters, this game was neck and neck to the point where in the third and fourth quarters, the Lakers took the lead. In fact, they had a lead. Now, really the savior in this game for the Lakers was Rui Hachimura. He kept knocking down 3 after 3 after 3 and keeping this game close. But other than him, the Lakers were terrible. I mean, Luka got hurt in the second, and credit to him for still playing the rest of it, and he knocked down a couple key shots. LeBron had a really bad shooting night, and the rest of the Lakers really didn't do much. Austin Reeves, again, took a couple nice shots, but he didn't make every one, including a really bad missed layup later in the game. Luka missed a pretty bad layup, too. But the thing is that the Lakers played terrible, and yet this was still a one-possession game, two-possession game. If that, they had a lead, and they could have won this game. I mean, Anthony Edwards, credit to him for making good plays on the court, but he could not make a shot. In fact, he was 0 for 11 from 3 tonight. I mean, he made a couple baskets, sure, but this was a terrible, terrible game on both sides of the ball. Very sloppy play, very sloppy fouls, where the fact is you had 2 guys foul out, one on each side of the ball, and a lot of fouls each way, which sure, some of them were pretty bad calls. I mean, This game you could say was over officiated, where you had the other playoff game that was under officiated, but there was also just some pretty bad fouls in this game in general. But this was an ugly, ugly game that, again, was exciting because it was still close and the Lakers still had a chance to win, to come back in the series and send it back to Minnesota to make it, again, an interesting series, not just a gentleman's sweep, which is what ended up being. Rather than Lakers in 5, it was T-Wolves in 5, and the Timberwolves won at the end simply because they finally knocked down a couple shots in a row to extend the lead. But that wasn't until about the 1 minute mark in the fourth quarter when the game truly was over and the Lakers finally stopped trying. Even though they were probably at about a good 60% the whole game, other than Rui Hachimura, it was just an ugly, ugly performance by the Lakers. And it was even uglier by the Timberwolves. I mean, if you don't count Rudy Gobert's night, from the floor they shot 32%. I mean, that's like college numbers at worst. Like, that's how bad it is. And so this was just a horrible, horrible game. But it was exciting because it was close and it's a playoff game. Therefore, this was the best, worst playoff game I've ever seen. And the Timberwolves advance and hopefully will play an exciting series in the second round, whoever they play. And again, it was a funny game. I kind of enjoyed watching it, but I also laughed a lot at it. Would have liked to see the Lakers win just to make it more interesting. And that was kind of it. I mean, if you want to hear more basketball coverage, I'm watching the NBA playoffs as anyone else is. If you want NBA playoffs coverage from me, let me know down in the comments. And as always, like and follow for more.